Hello my fellow family foodie friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Jackie and I'm bringing you my week 9 fasting update, and with that I want to share with you that with my fasting videos I will now be saying hello my fellow fasting friends instead of foodie friends, even though you can still be a foodie and fast like me. I'm out on my front porch, just got done eating dinner with my family, and I want to give you a week 9 update. Week 9 has been very exciting for me. I really didn't see any changes inches wise. I basically was in a net zero. I've decided I'm gonna not measure my inches anymore for a little while, just because I keep seeing, like, for instance, my biceps are up and down, up and down, up and down with like 0.3 inches, and I just don't know how reliable it is. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit. The inches for me personally are a much less interesting thing for me to track. I don't enjoy measuring myself every single week, so I'm not going to do it because this is my journey and I'm going to do what I want to do. So I'm not measuring my inches weekly. I'll probably wait a couple months to measure again. But with that being said, this was my biggest week so far. I lost 2.51 pounds. I'm super excited that I lost over 2.5 pounds, like barely over 2.5, but I did. So right here you can see my weekly average from week 8 and then my weekly average from week 9. Again, if this is the first video you're checking out, I weigh myself every single day, and then I take my weight from each day, the 7 days of the week, add them together, divide by 7. That gives me my average weight. That way, if I have a fluctuation day to day, you know, maybe I didn't poop in a day, or maybe I had a little bit of water retention, whatever, it takes the average and it shows me my average weekly weight, and that is what I'm comparing to. Jen Stevens, the author of Fast, Feast, Repeat, that's the way she recommends, and that's what I'm doing. I actually really like it. I look forward to every single morning. I wake up, use the restroom, take my pajamas off, weigh myself, and record it. I use the Renfo app, which automatically Bluetooth from my scale to my phone tells me exactly what I weigh, and then it tracks it. So you can see here is my weekly weight every single day, and it also shows you my trend line from starting this. I did start end of June, but I wasn't weighing myself daily until I got 4 weeks in, and then I started weighing myself every single day, and that is where you see this from July 21st through today. You can see my trend is going down. I'm super excited. I have passed the 10-pound mark, and I lost 2.5 pounds this week. So one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was last week I shared that I was breaking out all over my face. I have no idea if it had anything to do with fasting or not. It is better. It's not perfect. I mean, I still don't have flawless skin. I'll probably never have flawless skin, but my skin is actually much better than it was just a week ago. So I don't know if I was dumping some sort of toxins. I also lost a lot of weight in this past week, so maybe there was something big happening. I don't know. I was doing research based on other people in the Facebook groups, and they do say that their skin has cleared up, or that they're experiencing different breakouts that might be from hormonal changes or the way fasting is affecting you hormonally, but I haven't seen anyone professional, so I can't give you like a yes or a no, but my face is getting better, so I'm happy about that. Another thing I wanted to share with you guys is this week I had my first 500 calorie down day. If you have not read Fast, Feast, Repeat, everything I do is outlined in this book because that is what I'm using as my guide. I didn't come up with any of this. Jen Stevens is the author of that book, and she shares a lot of insight on the why behind the things that I do. So one of the tools in your fasting tool belt, as you could say, is the down day and an up day approach. And I have in previous weeks talked about having a complete down day of fasting where I fast the entire day. So I've had 40-hour fasts, I've had 42.5-hour fasts in different weeks, not the same week. And I don't necessarily love it because the next day you get to eat all day, which is cool, but once you're fasting, you'll know that it's hard to actually have an up day of eating and eat the entire day. Also, the days following my up days, it's harder for me to fast. I find myself hungry. So this week I was making pancakes with a fruit sauce for dinner, and that's not a dinner that I love. I actually, when I make a breakfast for dinner, I want the eggs and the meat. And as I was making the pancakes, I thought, you know what, tonight I'm gonna make myself a 500 calorie omelet. You'll see that in my sample of foods that I ate this week. And I actually made a gigantic omelet. It was delicious. It was 500 calories, and that's all I ate. So I opened my window, ate the omelet, closed the window, and my window was only open for 10 minutes. I had a 500 calorie omelet, and that was considered a down day. So then the next day I was able to have an up day where you're supposed to have at least 6 hours of eating and at least 2 meals, and I did that. And you'll see that again as one of my sample days of eating. And I like that way more than I liked a complete down day, because I wasn't ravenous the next day when I opened my window. I ate a lot of really healthy foods in my 500 calorie. I got a lot of nutrients. I didn't eat 500 calories worth of French fries. I ate 500 calories worth of green vegetables and eggs and chicken sausage, and it was very fulfilling and satisfying, but my body was able to use that energy quicker and get back into a fasted state. And so I still got the benefits, or most of the benefits, of a longer fast. So that was fun. And if it sounds funny, that was fun. It really was fun, because I like to play around with things. I like to test, trial, and I felt very successful doing it. So I was really happy. I definitely think that is something I will stick in my my rotation of fasting. I like changing it up. I'll have a 23-hour fast, eat for an hour, and then fast again. And some days I'll do 6 hours, and some days I do 2, and I kind of go by my body. I try to be a little more intuitive, which is something that you really are trying to learn through fasting, is listening to your body, not just sticking to a regimen. But the 500 calorie option, I think, will be something that I will consider in the future. So I'm excited to have that as an option, and I did really like it. And again, you'll see the exact foods that I ate on my 500 calorie day and the next day, which was an up day. I think my window was probably open 8 hours, 7.5 hours, and you can see what I ate in that time frame. It includes chocolate cake. I wanted to answer a question that I got on a video last week. Someone had asked me basically about metabolism and how fasting affects it. So the concern would be that your metabolism slows down if you fast. And my number one response to that is you should really read Jen's book, Fast, Feast, Repeat. It's linked below. That's where I'm getting my guidance and my information. But Jen took a lot of time to do research and compile a lot of data. With that being said, here is my understanding of metabolism and fasting. In the short term, when your body is used to you eating all the time, it is constantly releasing insulin to digest. So if you even drink a flavored coffee that might have 0 calories, but you have the vanilla flavor, you're releasing insulin. You are constantly releasing insulin that's going to break down the foods, glycogen, the glucose from you are constantly releasing insulin to break down the foods that you're ingesting. And that's constantly keeping you hungry, constantly keeping you looking for food. So if you suddenly go from that to fasting, yes, your body is going to feel like it's starving, and it is going to shut down your metabolism, and it's going to save all of the energy that it thinks it might need in the future, because it feels like maybe you're starving yourself. And that is only in the short term, and that's only because you are constantly feeding yourself. So once you are making the decision that I am going from eating all day every day to fasting, your body and your mind both are going to take some time to adjust. So in the short term, your metabolism is going to need to adjust. Once you fast day after day, and that's why you have to get through those cruddy feelings. For me, it took only a number of days to not feel cruddy. For some people, it might take longer, and you might constantly feel hungry for a few weeks. I feel bad if that is what you experience, but it is going to be short term. And in terms of your life, it's going to be short term. But your body's going to have to adjust. And as Jen says, you're going to flip a metabolic switch. So your body, long term, once you fast, so not just for a few days where it feels like it's starving yourself, but you do it day in and day out, and you get into a rhythm, your body's going to say, hey, we know if we use up all of the energy that you have eaten, your glycogen, I think it's stored in the liver, she said, your body's going to know that it can then turn to stored fat. So when you need energy, it's first going to use the glucose and the food that you ate. It's going to use that. Again, that's from the insulin. It's going to attack the food that you get. I'm probably saying this scientifically wrong, but it's going to use the energy from your food. Then your body's going to know that just because you're fasting doesn't mean you're starving, because it's going to be used to it. You're going to flip a metabolic switch, as Jen says, and you're going to start tapping into your stored fat. That is why longer fasts are more beneficial. The longer you fast, the more you're tapping into those stored fats. So if I fast every single day, your base metabolic rate, and she goes into this like in depth in her chapters, after you're fasting maybe 12 hours, it's just going to keep increasing. Your metabolism eventually increases the longer you fast because you're burning and you're using your stored fat, and your stored fat produces a lot of ketones. You get into ketosis, which is a lot of energy. You develop what's called, what she mentions as, I think, like a flexible metabolism. So your metabolism adapts and realizes that once you use your fuel sources that you've eaten, that you can use your stored fat, and that is the magic of fasting. So short term, yes, your body feels like it's starving. Yes, your metabolism will shut down because it thinks it's starving. But if you get past that initial hump, no, the opposite is complete. You're going to train your body. You're going to have a metabolic switch where it's going to realize, hey, our intake of energy is gone. We need to go to stored fat, and boom. And I've definitely been experiencing the benefits of that. So long term, it is not going to hurt your metabolism. It's actually going to increase, and I probably said that way wrong. So my number one suggestion is go to Fast, Feast, Repeat. I'm telling you, I am doing really well, and I am fasting for 9 weeks, and I've been eating the wrong way, I feel like, my entire life. So I feel like if I'm feeling really, really good, my energy is great, and my attitude is pretty good, there must be something right. But again, Jen is really great at explaining this, and I highly recommend you read the book. But short answer, no, it doesn't ruin your metabolism. It actually really helps your metabolism. And now I will share with you 3 sample days of food that I ate during this week. I have chicken on the grill, but my fast is going to be about 23 hours before I break it. I'm eating leftover roasted vegetables with the chicken sausage. So good. I can't wait to eat this. And then chicken on the grill is going to go on my salad. And that's how I'll open my window. And then tonight I think we're going to get a snack. Okay, so here's my salad with the grilled chicken and the honey mustard dressing on top. You can see the chicken is still hot. Yum, yum, yum. To be very little ice cream compared to the slush. So this is my go-to ice cream order. It's so good. It's a creamy slush, always in cherry. So today I am actually doing a down day. I'm experimenting. Some people do 500 calorie down days. Jen explains this in her book, but I'm doing 3 large eggs, which is just 210 calories. I'm doing a little over a 1/4 cup of this Parmesan cheese blend. That's going to be 100 calories. I'm going to use all these tomatoes. There's like a calorie per tomato. 110 calories for this chicken sausage. And if I use a 3/4 cup of onions and peppers, it's 25 calories. It has some seasonings in there. And then some broccoli. A cup is only 30 calories of broccoli, and I'm obviously not using a cup. So I'm giving a couple sprays of this. I'm going to saute my sausage, broccoli, and peppers together, and then I'll make my 3-egg omelet. I'll top it with the cold tomatoes and some cheese, fold it, and that's going to be my 500 calorie dinner. That's all I'm eating. My family is having pancakes and a strawberry sauce, but I like eggs and meat so much more than I like pancakes, so I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to try out a 500 calorie down day. I've done 2 down days where I didn't have any calories. This is the only time that Jen recommends counting calories. There's a lot of science behind it. Again, read the book. I'm not an expert at this, but I'm really excited to try it out and let you guys know how it is, so you'll see a bit more of that. I had intentions of making this into an omelet, but I had so many toppings that the egg was not large enough to fold over, so I ended up just chopping it up and basically making it a scramble bowl. It was so good, and I will be making this again for other down days. So this is my 500 calorie very large deconstructed omelet. It's a giant bowl. I'm so excited, and I will be eating this with sriracha. Yum, yum, yum. I am opening my 18-hour window on my refeed day with a breakfast sandwich, sausage, egg, and cheese, and then also another one of these bagels with cream cheese and green pepper. And I'm excited. So on my up day, I decided to splurge and get one of my favorite local coffee shops. I got an iced coffee with cream and marshmallow. I haven't had one of these in a long time, and I'm super excited. But this is like my go-to summer in a cup. Delicious. Very sweet. So I made homemade tomato soup for dinner. I will eat lots of this. I love tomato soup. It has carrots, onion, butter, tomatoes, basil, seasonings, cream, and lots of Parmesan on top. I made grilled cheese for everyone in my family. I actually was gonna have one myself, but since I ate 2 bagels earlier, I didn't really want the carbs. It doesn't sound good to me. Like, I'm not trying to not eat carbs. I didn't want them. So, and then I got all my strawberries, which I'll probably get more of those, but that is dinner tonight. So I'm closing my update with a piece of chocolate sheet cake. My mother-in-law made this and sent some home with us. It's so good. I love chocolate sheet cake, which is kind of odd since I don't love chocolate, but I might have a few Raisinets too, and then I'm gonna close my window and it will have been open about 7.5 hours. And now I'm sharing with you that I always have 3 cups basically around: iced coffee, hot coffee, and water. And here is me just picking up one of my many iced coffees from Panera. I love the subscription. I have information on that listed below, but $8.99 a month, you get unlimited iced coffee. So those are some sample dinners I had this week. And one more thing I want to share with you guys that it was like an epiphany to me this week. If I ever thought of like Weight Watchers, that is not a habit I would want to pass on to my kids. But I realized this week I would be proud to have my kids fast if they ever had weight issues or wanted to have health benefits from fasting. It is something that I am proud to exhibit and share with them and have them want to adapt as they are done growing. I think it would be something amazing to pass on to them. And the fact that I have 2 totally different mindsets, like, no, I wouldn't ever want my kids to go on Weight Watchers, but heck yes, I would love them to be intermittent fasters, just says a ton about what it has done for me in my life. So that is what I'm going to end it with. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao down and ciao.